Well, hello, folks. I hope you're well. I really do. This not so fine Monday. Well, it's not a bad Monday. What am I talking about? Right. 2 for you today. 2 in the showbiz section, the daily showbiz section. Not a lot to report. We're going to start with a nice guy with a bit of class, and we're going to move on to a secondary guy that probably falls flat on both the class and the niceness. We'll start with our Terry Griffiths. He's gone. Sadly departed. I think he was 75, I think it was. Pretty sad when I heard the news last night. One of the good guys said he a nice fellow. Great snooker player, decent commentator, they say a good coach, and just an all-round nice guy. I think he's one of them few fellas that I don't think he had an enemy in the world. I really don't. I think he was too nice to have an enemy. Probably too trusting and just too nice and wonderful with everybody. The kind of guy that folk would probably put on, I would imagine. Don't know it to be the case, but it wouldn't surprise me. Nice guy. I remember when he came into snooker many years ago now. Won the World Championship at the first attempt as a qualifier, I think it was. Fantastically well. Odds against him. I do remember his really late night match. I couldn't remember who it was against. I heard yesterday, I think it was Eddie Charlton. That was the semi-final. Weren't that the one where he had a brew late on rather than a drink? They used to all drink alcohol at that time. Said he wanted a brew. I think the arena was cold at that time. It was about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I loved it. It was the time when you'd regularly get late finishes. But Terry's was one of the latest. It might have even gone 2 o'clock. I know I stayed up and watched it. At the time when you had 2 or 3 stations on, it was great watching the snooker. I absolutely adored it. Thought it was great. Anyway, he won then. Won everything really, you know. I mean, he wasn't necessarily one of the best ever. You know, he was up there probably in the top 10 or 20, but not out of this world great. But the guy's personality just took him to the next level. As I say, I like Terry Griffiths. I always call him Terry, our Terry. Really to do with Vera Duckworth, you know, in Greenwich Street. She always on about our Terry. She never called him Terry. You know, she had the accent there. And I've always thought of Terry Griffiths the same. Why, I don't know, I just have. But yeah, sad loss. And I think the snooker world felt it as well. Again, as I say, to a man, they were all praising the fella. So as I say, nice guy, lots of class. Guy that many would now be saying isn't so nice and showing very little class at the moment. He's also either deformed or he can't count. He's talking about the people on one hand, 13 people on one hand, and I only started thinking about it today and I thought, one hand? What does his hand look like? 13 people? I could only see 5. At push, I've heard some folk have 6, but 13? You could count them on one hand. Anyway, what's he said today? Well, he's upset today because John T. Rode, his buddy, or well, his sidekick, hasn't backed him up, neither's his wife, Lisa Faulkner, and to that end, he's fell out with them and he stopped following them on social media. I thought to myself, I don't think they'll be losing any sleep there. The thing is this, if old John T. Rode came forward and backed him up, number 1, he gets tagged with the same brush, and number 2, he gets a whole lot of controversy that he doesn't need. I think he's took the old step back, let it fizz itself out, and he'll end up with a new partner within 6 to 12 months, I would imagine. It'd probably be his wife, to be honest with you. Everyone will be happy in that household. So no, he's not going to get involved at all. But what was the? I think I wrote something that was important today on this thing. Did I or did I not? What did he say? Oh yeah, that's it. Tonight he's come out and he has made an apology. He said he's sorry to all middle class women of that certain age. He never said what that age was. He said he's been a bit stupid. He said he's felt all alone. The pressure's been getting to him. And maybe he said some things he shouldn't say, but he's now realised that he needs to take a backward step or 2 and stay away from posting these comments and these videos on social media. Well, I think he should have thought of that yesterday. But what I will say to that is, and I've done a couple of videos on him already, it's big of him that he's been big enough and sensible enough, even if he's had advice on it, to actually apologise. He's come out and apologised. He said he's been stupid. He said he's sorry that he's offended. He doesn't excuse all the things he's done in the past if he has done things in the past, which it seems that he may well have done. But at least he's been big enough to come out and say, look, I'm sorry. Because a lot of people can't say they're sorry. So for that, I would take my hat off to him. For the rest, I'm not so sure. As I say, it's a pity you can't take a leaf out of old Terry's book. It'd have been alright then. You couldn't see Terry touching anybody up or walking around with a... was it a sock on the old, you know, on his old packer with nothing else on? No, you couldn't see Terry doing any of that. No. One of the good guys was Terry. Anyway, rest in peace, Terry Griffiths. I suppose you could also say R.I.P. Gregg Wallace, because I do think he's gone. Not dead, no, but I think he's gone. I'm not so sure we'll see him coming back. I think That video yesterday, for always apologise for it. Now I think that's the one that's going to kick him in the ghoulies. I do, honestly, I really do. But we'll see. You never know. You never know. Right, I'll get on, and I'll catch you tomorrow with what's happening in the world of showbiz.